Well, welcome to the Celebs.com studio at Sundance, sponsored by movie maker Marina Abramovic and Matthew Akers. Tell me about the first time you guys met.
It was upstate at her star house, what she calls her star house, and I was immediately seduced. She's Are you embarrassed by that?
No. I just was so happy that he actually said the name exactly correct. It's the first time happened today.
That's true. She was actually about to do a training. She was training these 36 at the time. There are more now, but 36 performers who were going to be performing 5 of her historical works at the Museum of Modern Art. And they couldn't speak or eat for 3 days, and had to do everything she asked.
Telephone and watches like yours were taken away for a while.
How did it feel? Is that the first time you've had other people perform your work?
Actually, yes. To me, it was very interesting generally since long time what to do for the legacy of a performance work. Because, you know, in the 70s, the performance artists would not be protected by any kind of law. So television, MTV, fashion, design, everybody rip us off. And they never actually write where the original work comes from. So if you take part of the book text, or you take the piece of music, we have to pay the rights, but not for the performance. So I was really thinking it's very important that we change that and see if performance can be reperformed and give her new life. And this is one of my ideas.
At what point in time did Matthew come to you, or did you extend an olive branch to try and find someone to capture the whole process leading up to this MoMA retrospective?
No, everything went much more spontaneous. Matthew, have a story how that happened.
So my producer, Jeff Dupre, who I've collaborated with for a number of years, met her at a party actually, and was sitting between Marina and Klaus Biesenbach, the curator of the show, and they were talking about the show over him. And of course his interest was piqued, and I think he talked Marina into allowing him to document this performance and this thing she had coming up, but she at first said that she wanted David Lynch to direct the film. Is that right?
No, but actually what happened, I have a little slightly different version, but what happened that I was asking Jeff what he was doing, and then he was telling me, working with Matthew, and they just came from this enormous documentary of 6 months on the
6 hours with the circus, and then prior to that we had lived 6 months on an aircraft carrier, and I think she thought that was hardcore.
An interview about 4,000 soldiers. I said, that's my guys. I mean, this is long durational, they're committed, and they're hardcore.
It's that fine line between art and activism that you've always balanced, that probably you saw in Matthew's work as well.
You know, I never saw anybody more committed in my entire life like Matthew Akers. I mean, he never give up. We're exhausted. We are on the end of energy, and he still is doing another shot. And he always said this line, it's just going to be a few seconds, and these few seconds turn to hours and hours and hours. But the result
you had fun, come on.
No, suffering is my thing. But anyway, then really result was remarkable.
You say suffering is your thing. I was at the show at MoMA as well. Is there an enjoyable component to it for you?
You have no idea what's happening when you leave your body and you have out-of-body experience. It's incredible. What you see, okay, is the body sitting there, but there's so many things happening on the kind of soul level and consciousness level, and the reaction of people is incredible reward, because people just come and really kind of get in contact with themselves. It was a very difficult but incredible, satisfying performance.
There was so much buzz around the MoMA retrospective. So many magazines put you on the cover and had lots of discussions about the show.
No, but wait, before you ask the question. First of all, the obsession of Americans is about nudity. You are completely obsessed. I don't understand at all. I mean, just this stupid thing of the Janet Jackson showing the nipple, during the Iraq War, when it was the much more important issues, and every press was writing about this. It's ridiculous. So we had 2 naked people, standing on the door, and everybody was talking about this nakedness. If they have erection, they have half erection, the no erection. Nobody think the poetry of this piece, that actually the artists are door of the museum, and you go through this door. Everybody was looking into nudity. So the huge amount of press was about that, which really was misleading the point of the piece.
But obviously,
But wait, Marina, but to your credit, I think also that you did, with this new performance, The Artist is Present, create a charismatic space, and I think that had something to do with the sensationalism of the show, and people, I mean, they camped
But
out.
this,
to
yes,
sit with
yes,
you.
yes. But this only came. You see, the first months, because the great thing, there was long duration. It was 3 months. First months, everybody was talking about Unity, from the Barbara Walters to everybody. Second month, people start interested. Oh, she's still sitting. And the third month will really kick out. Then it's oh
Well, you
my
were
God.
clever. You roped them in
Yeah, but
to have an experience.
3 months. And then the main thing was Lady Gaga. She really helped the whole thing. I could not believe. I'd never met her yet. But she came for the show, and then every single kid from the age 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 ran to the museum. And they never saw the performance, never even went to the Museum of Contemporary Art. But because of Lady Gaga, they went there, and they look this thing, and they stay, and they come again and again and become a new public.
and that's, I mean, obviously Lady Gaga has incredible attention surrounding everything she does. The amount of attention that came as a result of the show and the blogs and the game and all that other stuff and the movie, how does that feel compared to the success of the 70s and that kind of more that struggle and that fight and getting your work out there? How does this side of the coin feel, where you've essentially become probably the most famous contemporary performance artist there is?
Thanks God that I'm now 65 and came slowly in my life. Because if you're a kid of 25 and you get all the success, then you get an overdose and die. But in my case, it took so long, and it's 40 years of struggle. So it doesn't change me, only give me the satisfaction that is worth it. And it's not just about me and my success, it's about general position of performance art, which is change, become mainstream art. And this is the struggle for so many years. So many artists just give up and could not get to that position. So if the now performance become mainstream art, that means that my function as an artist really is fulfilled.
And I think the museum Museum of Modern Art really did, and Marina, usher in performance into the mainstream with this new performance and with this retrospective.
And film.
And the film. I mean, this is the first time any U.S. museum has done anything like this, and so it was a historic moment. And then the performance that Marina did was so great that, it just was like perfect collision of things.
But one thing what the museum didn't expect at all, the amount of visitors. We have close to 850,000, which for living artists is a record. Now they're already writing that actually museum is dropping the visitors. They never could. The most visited shows, it was Tim Burton, of course, because filmmaker, and this show, and nobody expected.
Marina, I really think you should have continued the performance for one more month to get the million. I think you should have.
Yeah, that's true, but the museum gave me 3 months, this was it.
And a lot of documentaries that we see are about the struggles, are about the hardships, especially of artists. This one's working towards a goal, which is the show. So in that term, for audiences, is it a much more uplifting and rewarding experience?
Yeah, I was really skeptical of performance art when I set out to make this film, and it wasn't that I wanted to, I didn't want to make a hagiography, and I didn't want to also make some sort of sensationalist view of Marina, or I wasn't out to get her or anything like that. I just didn't really understand what performance was about and all that. So going on the journey, you sort of get this really great intimate experience with her, and you see her life, and we introduce some of her work for people that are uninitiated, and then you get to the show, and I think what happened there was so powerful, and people really had an experience. We live in this culture and this society right now where everything is we're over mediated. We're communicating through Facebook and Twitter and all these other things. We're not having the genuine human connection with people, and so I didn't expect the film to take such an uplifting path and to have such an incredible message, but I think that the work really did go there, and I think it sets the film apart a little bit from some of the typical cautionary tale, alarm bell ringing documentaries that seem to come out all the time, and I think it's really hard to tell that sort of story, and to my delight, that's the story we told.
Yeah, but what he done to me is not just that they filmed the performance in MoMA and a little bit of interviews. It's such a radical actually approach, because basically it's 1 year of having the microphone all the time in any situation. It means completely not having private life. Give him the key of my apartment in any possible moment. He can come and film. So it's really to do this kind of movie. You as an artist, you have to give total control way. And I really trust him from the beginning, and I really love his skepticism. It was like not that I should prove him something else. I just want to that he become witness of the process, preparation, and then final result. And that's what movie is actually about.
And as a filmmaker, that was a total dream. I mean, to have access like that, I mean, who wouldn't want to make that film?
Yeah. So the artist was silent, but hopefully the audience won't be tonight. You'll get to see it with them for the first time. So congratulations and enjoy the ride.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.